and which time researcher use a historical research method? What was the purpose of historical research methods? And generally, a researcher, which types of research area you have to select in your research process? As per as the concern of your research area, you have to select that particular or suitable research methods. Suppose past tense, present tense, and future tense. These are the three types of tenses generally used in a research. Suppose you want to past tense, whatever may be concept, whatever may be area, whatever may be aspects of that research you want to deal in a past history. That time researcher use a historical research methods. You want to deal a present situation problem, whatever may be your problem, whatever may be your research area, doesn't matter, but you want to deal a solution regarding a current situation, current problem. That time researcher use a descriptive research methods or survey research methods. Suppose you want to find out the solution regarding a future problem or future difficulties. You want to deals of future problems. That time researcher use a experimental research methods. These are the three types of research methods generally researcher use in each and every research methods. First one is a past tense, present tense, and future tense. In past tense, generally researcher use a historical research methods. In present tense, generally researcher use a descriptive research methods or survey research methods. In future, you want to deal a future aspects regarding whatever may be your problem. That time researcher use a experimental research methods, isn't it? Means firstly, whatever may be your problem, that problem belong from a historical aspects. That time researcher use a historical research methods, isn't it? The history of RBI you deal in your research, isn't it? That time researcher use a historical research methods used in a that particular research area. What was the purpose and what was the values of that historical research methods? What was the merits and demerits of that historical research methods? Generally, whatever may be a condition, the past tense and future tense or present tense, the relationship between past tense and present tense you want to deal. That time researcher use a historical research methods. Mean you find out the present situation and past situation, the relationship between present situation, present problem, to find out the solution in a past. That time researcher use a that purpose researcher use a historical research methods. Second one is to provide the cultural or major role out to find out the longitudinal aspects of any growth, any factors growth. That time researcher use a historical research methods. Means whatever may be a cultural aspect, whatever may be a sociological aspect, the development of any area, any concept, any organization. That time researcher use a historical research methods. Mean that purpose you want to deal a history, the development of any concept or any institute of any area. That time a researcher use a historical research method. That is the purpose of historical research methods, to identify whatever may be, to avoid and identify the previous condition and present condition, and to check the linkage of past condition and future condition, and to help the avoids a mistake between past mistake and future mistake. Whatever may be a past mistake, you should be avoid in a future. You should be find out the errors in that mistakes, and you remove the mistake, you remove that errors. That is the purpose of that historical research methods, or use of that historical research methods, to find out the merits and demerits and identify the significantness of that factors in a historical aspects, in a historical background, isn't it? Means whatever may be a approach, you find out the historical approach of that concept. That time researcher use a historical research method. The purpose of historical research methods to find out and identify the previous significant factors in that particular situations. That time researcher use a historical research methods to find out the understanding or development deep root causes, and what was the steps of that causes, and what was the relationship that causes. That time researcher use a historical research methods. What was the steps or necessary foundations, or that foundation is essential each and every background of that research methods. Now that is a purpose of historical research methods, to enhance, to enlighten the functioning way, or that smoothly functioning way. That time researcher use a historical research method. Historical research methods play a very important role in all socio economical background aspects, or all area that should be shifted, one shift to another shift, one generation to second generation, second generation to third generation. Suppose cultural values, social values, ethics, that all purpose you should be related to historical research methods. Means your norm science standard, your living standard, your cultural standard, all these are the purpose of that historical research methods. Means historical research methods play a very important role in a research area. That is the purpose of historical research methods. And generally these are the five steps used in a historical research methods. uh, Types of historical research methods. Last time asked a question, what is research method? Explain the types of historical research methods and discuss the merits and demerits of historical research methods. That type of question asked in previous question. These are the types of historical research methods generally each and every researcher use in commerce and management, social sciences, art science, interdisciplinary students, humanities student, and generally basic sciences student was use a historical research method. Some in medical sciences, sometime basic sciences student or medical sciences student was use a historical research method, like a ethnobiographical treatment used in a previous Indian medicinal plant, or whatever may be. That time medicinal student in medical field generally use a historical research method. What was the previous, after 100 year, what was the medicinal treatment methods generally used in a tribal area? That is a historical, that time researcher use of historical research method. These are the five types. Generally, four is showing, one is not showing, one is not uh, written form in that particular PDF. First one is a bibliographical research. Bibliographical research means whatever may be your research area, you want to deals a reference section. Means whatever may be a reference. Means generally in legalized, or in court, or in criminal situation, that time researcher use a bibliographical research methods. Bibliographical research methods means whatever may be a reference style, whatever may be evidences, step by step, sequentially you analyze, you deals. That time researcher use a bibliographical research methods. Bibliographical research methods means whatever may be autobiography of that person's, autobiography of that institute, that type of research topic you want to select. That time researcher use a bibliographical research. Suppose you want to find out the evidences regarding that situation. That time researcher use a bibliographical research methods, isn't it? Means first banking report published in 1936, I think. Definitely I don't know. That is a you analyze of the first RBI report, and you was use as a researcher, you use a bibliographical research. I mean that time which types of references used in that particular report. You analyze that truthness, you analyze that reference style, you analyze the evidences of relevant evidences of that bibliographical research. Means whatever may be area in your sectors, that previous area, and any report you want to analyze the first commission of Indian first commission report, second commission report, and third commission report of that bibliographical studies. You analyze a bibliographical studies of that particular situation, of that particular research report. That time researcher use a bibliographical research methods, isn't it? म्हणजे काय की इतिहासामधला कुठलाही जो काही घटक असेल त्यांच्या संदर्भातलं जे काही संशोधन आहे की त्यावर तुम्हाला संशोधन करायचंय. Whatever may be that evidences, you want to check the truthness, you want to check the validity of that evidences is true, fake, valid, reliable. That type of research researcher use a bibliographical researchers. Suppose sometime some medicinal or some basic sciences student was use a bibliographical research methods, means some 100 ago you got that bone marrow or bone structure, means you want to use a bibliographical research and you want to use a chemical treatment or C44 techniques was used, that bones is human bones or any animal bones, you want to find out the that truthness of that bones, isn't it? म्हणजे एखाद्या हाडाचा सांगाडा जर सापडला अगोदरच्या 100 वर्षापूर्वीचा, तर त्यावेळेस सुद्धा तुम्हाला रेफरन्स जो काय आहे बिब्लिओग्राफिकल रिसर्च म्हणून तुम्हाला वापरावा लागतो. म्हणजे हे विज्ञानशास्त्रामध्ये सुद्धा काय साधारणतः हे वापरले जात असतात, isn't it?